Good day, my name is Charles N. Lambert, and I'm the leader of Africa's first economic war. And the reason for my conversation today is to explain a wonderful opportunity of you working with us as a payment facilitator in the economic war. Now, the economic war is an attempt to make sure that Africa stops bleeding from economic hemorrhage, capital flight, as it's called. Right now, Africa loses $203 billion every single year in capital flight. And the economic war is an attempt to retain part of that $203 billion which leaves Africa every single year. That economic war has therefore presented a wonderful opportunity for you to be a payment facilitator, somebody who is facilitating the transfer of payments in the economic war. Now, if we're talking about $200 billion in transaction, then you can imagine if you are a player or as a payment facilitator involved in the economic war, that's quite a bit of transactional value that you could possibly be participating. And what we're talking about here is a chance for you to earn at least $200 to $1,000 every single day, helping us to facilitate payments in the economic war. And I'm going to explain in this very short video exactly how that process works and how the opportunity becomes available to you, what is required for you to participate in that in this opportunity, what the benefits are there for you that you can receive through this wonderful opportunity that we have created through the economic war, known as the payment facilitator. Now, first of all, I want to sort of explain a little bit about Africa and the issue of money and payments and where we are. Now, traditionally here in Africa, we are people who like to have money in cash. We are people who like to stack up bags of money in our homes. In some countries in Africa, till today, it's still a tradition to keep bags of money in the house. And this has been nothing but a hindrance for us to participate in the international community, to be able to do business like other nations in the world have been able to do. And as the world is becoming more digitalized and the world is able to play mostly around the World Wide Web, which is the internet, Africa is left out because we are so used to cash. We depend on cash for everything. Cash is our method of transaction. Cash is everything that we know and we do. And this traditional dependence on cash and this our desire to only do everything through cash has practically cut Africa out of the global economy, has practically cut Africa out of being able to access things that come through the internet, things like apps, things that can solve real problems and bring real solutions to people right where they are. So the idea of the payment facilitator is for you to help these Africans who are carrying cash around be able to move that cash now, but through a very solid financial framework and system which we have built for you to participate with us as a payment facilitator. Now, Africa's first economic war, like I explained, is an opportunity to try and leverage on the capital flight that is happening in Africa right now, which is $203 billion, to put it back towards investment in things that can help spur up development of the African continent, in things that can help spur up employment, create jobs, pay salaries. You will have a critical role as a payment facilitator in moving these monies around, in making payments to different people on our behalf. You will have a critical role as a payment facilitator, just like somebody working as an agent for Western Union, or maybe you're an agent for MoneyGram. Some banks are agents for these people. Now, you are a payment facilitator. What you do is that you help us through a portal to help move funds around. And we're going to explain the reason in a minute why we need you to participate in this process. Why? Because this economic war means that we're going to be dealing with hundreds upon hundreds of millions of Africans on a daily basis. Now, we have 600 branches that we have set up across Africa, and they are virtual branches. Through these virtual branches, we're able to sell our apps and our innovative solutions to every single African. Now, each of our virtual branches comprises of 1,000 stay-at-home mothers. Then we have over 10,000 mothers in the virtual branch. Then we have close to 20,000 teachers in the virtual branch who are all doing the same work of promoting these applications so that Africans can participate on true change that comes through the digital technology. And your role will be to help process payments on behalf of all these people, on behalf of the 10,000 teachers who are speaking to people and collecting payments for them to subscribe to the applications, on behalf of the models who are inspiring the downloads, on behalf of the housewives who are working from home. So we have three critical people who are helping us in fighting this economic war. We have thousands of transactions going on in each of our virtual branches, and this is why we need you to come and work with us as a payment facilitator, somebody to help us move these funds around. And as you're moving these funds around and collecting payments, we have built a fantastic system for you to be able to do that. You're earning money either way. As the money is going forward, you're earning. As you're receiving, you're earning. As you're transferring, you're earning. Every process of what you're doing as a payment facilitator, you are earning money. And this money we're talking about should be averaging between $200 to $1,000 every single day working with us as a payment facilitator. So a little bit more about the payment facilitator opportunity. What we have done is that we have built a very fantastic platform that's very user-friendly, that has a lot of functions online for you to be able to use straight using your laptop. You'll be able to operate as a payment facilitator. There are quite a few other functions there. You'll be able to confirm payments. Like we said, there'll be thousands of people in the branch that we assign to you. We are very limited in terms of the payment facilitators, so we assign 10 payment facilitators to one branch. And then in that branch, we have over, like I said, 1,000 people that are known as app trainers, whose job is to make sure that the African public is subscribing to the applications that we are bringing, wonderful solutions, things that are there to help people's lives. And people are able to subscribe for these things through our app trainers. Each branch has 1,000 app trainers. Each branch has, like I said, 10,000 models who are working with the app trainers, and the job of the models is to inspire the downloads by their beauty and everything else that they have going on as models. Then we also have teachers who also attach to the branch. Each branch has 20,000 teachers, and their job, the teachers, is to also inspire the download. So you see there's a lot of people who are involved in each branch in making sure that the subscription that we are getting in that branch is quite high. And these are need-based solutions that we're offering. These apps are things that actually solve basic human need problems. These are things that actually solve people's. So we have apps that deals with, for instance, credit. Africa has no credit system. We have an app right now that gives a continental credit system for the whole of Africa. We have apps, we have an app called LICE. We have so many fantastic apps that Africans will need. You have your chance, you can go through some of our apps, you see what people are, why people are subscribing, and teachers are driving this subscription. We're going to have over 10 million teachers driving subscription. We're going to have over 6 million models driving subscriptions. We have over 600,000 housewives driving subscriptions. So it's a lot of hands who are trying to make sure that every single person on the continent is reached. So your role is to be our quarterback, the financial quarterback, the one who is making those transfers happen, the one who is making sure that we get the funds to the people that need to get the funds, and you're also able to get the funds back to us from people who are subscribing and stuff. So you're more like a middleman in this role. You're a middleman in financial transaction, but you're an active middleman. You're a middleman who understands what we're doing, which is fighting Africa's first economic war. So we have built you a wonderful platform on the side which you're going to use to do this job, and through that platform you'll be able to know the payments that you're supposed to authorize. You can authorize payments. You'll be able to initiate transfers to people. You'll be able to confirm monies that you have received. You'll be able, every transaction that has to do with that. We have all manner of functions available in that application. So even your monthly statements, you'll be able to print all the transactions you have done. You'll be able to check the commissions that you have received. You'll be able to navigate even receipts that are not confirmed or needs to be confirmed. There is no function that has to do with financial transaction, international transfers, international remittances, if we're sending to you from overseas to facilitate payments for us locally. everything that we need to do with money, you will be able to, through this platform that we have built, through this application that we have set inside, you will be able to help to facilitate the transactions to make sure that people are receiving exactly what we said that they would. Like I also mentioned, the people who are working, like salary payments. Salaries are done once a month, so once a month you're going to get a lot of people who you're supposed to pay salaries to, so you'll be given a schedule again through the system, and then all the funds will be in your account with the schedule, and you'll be able to remit salaries to all these people, because we are recruiting over 600,000 women right now from across Africa, housewives, and their salaries will be due every month, and you have to help in facilitating payments for some of them. You're not going to facilitate for all of them, but because we attach you to a branch, so you are a payment facilitator for the branch. So most of what you'll be doing will be things that have to do with your local branch, your local country, and the local people there that you will be interacting with. So I would like to go a little bit into what are the requirements for you to become our payment facilitator, because what does it take? What does it take to enjoy this opportunity of $200 to $1,000 every day, and commissions for moving payments here and there? And we pay you when you receive, when you're the one who is making the payments. We also pay you when you're the one receiving. So either way that the money is going through your hand, you're earning something from doing. You're getting a flat commission. So it doesn't bother you whether people are paying or whether we are paying people, whether we're paying the workers or whether we're paying subscribers are paying us. You are making money either way. But what does it take? What does it require for you to be able to do that? I'll just go through a few of the requirements, but of course when you go on the actual platform, you should be able to read the terms and conditions and all the legal documentations that have to do it. But I'll just explain to you real quick what it takes. Number one, you need to understand that the main reason why you have the opportunity is because Africans don't want to use their own cards and make payments online. Like we mentioned earlier, we have depended too much on the traditional system of moving money in Africa. So we have depended too much on cash. And because we depend too much on cash, our banks, the cards are not enabled. People don't know how to enable their cards. A lot of problems. People don't trust the internet to make payments. So what must stand you out is that your business bank card, number one, must be enabled to make international payments. Because when you receive these funds, when you collect these payments, we like to authenticate our payments online, because it's the most, what's the word I'm going to use? It's the most transparent way to know what a business is doing. So when you put it online, it's digital. The records are accessible to anybody. So we would like those records to remain online. That's why we would like you to now initiate the payment on behalf of those clients who wouldn't want to use, who don't use their cards, or Africans generally don't like to use their cards online, but you have to have a business bank card that is enabled to make online payments, because you are going to have to submit that payment online using your business bank card. So you collected the money through your bank account or through your mobile money, but you're going to have to remit it through a business enabled bank card. So that's why it's very critical for you to have that. Now the second thing you have to be a business. You have to be a business registered in your country. So it is critical because we have international money laundering laws that we have to make sure that we don't break any of them. So you have to be a business. And that's why this opportunity is really for school proprietors. People that own schools, private schools. Those are the people that we desire to work with, because we have a long-term plan for the educational system in Africa to revolutionize Africa's educational system. And we want to have an educational system that is focused on economic contribution, where Africans can graduate and make economic contribution to the society. Because what we have here is a lot of people that have degrees and the economy is going down. But you go to a place like UK, now Africa has more people with university education degrees than the UK has. So it doesn't make any sense that their economic output is higher than ours, yet we have more certificate-focused educational system. That's the problem that we have here. So we need to make sure that we revolutionize our educational system, and that's why we are partnering with you now as an educational proprietor to be our partner in our movement as a payment facilitator. This will give you extra income to what you're doing, but most importantly, you will be our partner, because when we sweep through the educational system in Africa, it will blow everybody away, except you are part of what we're doing right now. You will not say, I did not tell you, because we're revolutionizing Africa's educational system, but we're not there yet. Where we are right now is where we're offering you the opportunity as a school proprietor to work with us as a payment facilitator, part-time, something you can do on your part-time when you have time. You log online and you make the payments and you do the transfers and whatever else you have to do. You make some little commissions for the day, like I said, $200 to $1,000 every day, and you put that money in your pocket and you're okay. And we keep moving forward from there so that when we hit the educational system the way we intend to, we will have you as a partner who will be part of the people that will be championing that cause for us, because it is about time that our GDP in Africa goes up. It's about time. And the only way that's going to happen is to make sure that our educational system is focused on economic contribution. But that's a conversation for another day. So for today, we want to conclude on the payment facilitator. We also require your national ID. Whatever your national ID is or your international passport, we have to get it. Remember, you're dealing with people's money. So these are things we have to make sure that we put in place to make sure that you're credible. We also require some police clearance if necessary. We require 3 people of character to vouch for you, of your person. You have to submit those things all online. You submit through our system and we'll be able to verify and confirm to you after we have verified. Now, but like I said, it's very limited. This thing is too limited. We cannot have more than 10 payment facilitators per branch. So it's a very limited opportunity. You will discuss with the manager of the branch, our virtual manager, covering that area, and that manager will be the one to speak to you and help you inculcate into the system, help you register, help you understand how to use the platform, help you be able to move forward in processing payments. Now, we want to make sure that we have all our payment facilitators in place as soon as possible before we really unleash the workers. Because when we unleash 600,000 workers and we don't have payment facilitators, then we have a problem. How are we going to pay the salaries? How are we going to collect the subscriptions? So we're trying to make sure that we put you in place. Payment facilitators. You are the custodians of the branch. You and the branch manager are the 2 most important people in that branch. So we want you to come in and work with us as a partner, as a payment facilitator, working with Africa's first economic ward, helping us to move payments from subscriptions and also move payments for us when we want to pay wages to our workers. And like I mentioned, our workers include housewives, our workers include models, and our workers also include African teachers. Now, finally, there's a very important part of the qualification process as a payment facilitator that I must mention to you. And that is what we call the account withholding limit. And that's very important. How much money can you hold? What does that mean? It means now, for instance, if we say we start taking subscriptions through you, so we have put you in our system as a payment facilitator, it means now that people can, when they want to make payment for the applications that we're selling subscription, those people, we will give them your account number or your mobile, whatever way you collect money for your business. We will give those that detail to the subscriber. Now the subscriber now pays that money into your account. Now, when he pays that money into account, so he pays $10 into your account, $50, we need to set you a withholding limit before the system will no longer give your account information to another subscriber. It means our system will stop authorizing you to hold our money after this certain time. So let's say we give you a withholding limit of $50. So it means once you have received our $50 and you have not yet transferred that $50, you cannot receive anything else again. So that withholding limit is what we're talking about now. How do we gauge that withholding limit for you? Now, the withholding limit obviously increases as you make remittances, because this money is given to you and you're receiving the money in trust. Of course, we have your passport information. Of course, we have your business information. But we also need to give some kind of credit. We need to know what we can trust you with. And that's where that withholding limit comes. And what we seek for is for $500 withholding limit as a minimum withholding limit for a person before we can say, no, you must remit that. So because of that, we have 2 ways for you to be able to get that minimum $500 withholding limit. The first way is to literally deposit the $1,000 as a deposit. Either you literally deposit $500 or $1,000, because that gives you a chance to have a withholding limit of up to $1,000 or $500 or $2,000 withholding limit. Now, but to make it easier for you, we have a program we call the African Child Support Program, which I believe you should watch that video. Now you will see the need for you now to bring 25 children from your school as a proprietor to participate in the program, and that will count as your withholding limit from there. So you will not need to make a deposit for the withholding limit. You can enroll 25 children into the African First Child Support Program. We'll also give you a commission for doing that. So the children who are already in your school, enroll 25 of them, full payment into the Africa Child Support Program, and then we'll give you a withholding limit in the payment facilitator opportunity. So with one stone, you can kill two bears, really is what I'm trying to tell you. So you have a fantastic opportunity to work as a payment facilitator, having extra income to support your school as a proprietor while you're also running your business. So it gives you extra $200 to $1,000 every day. And what you can do is to make sure that your withholding limit is something that is significant of $500 to $1,000 is to enroll 25 children into the Africa Child Support Program. Now, on a final note, I would like to leave on the same thing that we're now moving as a very strong gospel to Africa, which is to make sure that we put Africa first. We have to put Africa first. We have to. We have to start to put Africa first. We have to start to care about Africa. Like the Lord said. The Lord said this. He said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else shall be added unto you. What is this kingdom of God? That's what I always like to ask. But there's an answer right there. The answer says, the kingdom is within you. So it's something that is right here with us, that kingdom. And that kingdom is our motherland, is Africa. Can we not stop caring about Africa? Can we not just begin to be a bit more concerned about Africa? Can we put Africa first? Can we care to put Africa, our society, can we put it first? Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and everything else shall be added unto you. Can you imagine if we put Africa first? Everything else will be added unto us. Maybe if we stop being a bit selfish, too self-centered. Maybe if we can change our selfishness to be seeking Africa first, and then our selfishness will be added unto us. That is the message that we're carrying in this movement. That everything we're doing is to put Africa first. Is to make Africa shine once again. Is to make Africa become a place, a beacon of hope, somewhere that people can look to and say, yes, we can go and seek refuge in Africa. Is to make Africa become something that you and I can be proud of again. This is our own country. This is all we have. It's our continent. There's no other place for us to go than Africa. Put Africa first. Join us to say Africa first in economic war. Join us to say Africa first in development. Africa first in rising away from all our troubles and diseases and all the pain that we have been through. Put Africa first. Join this movement. Become a payment facilitator. Earn money every day from doing what you're doing. Help some children enroll into Africa's First Child Support Program. And then support our branches and our subscriptions in the payment of the wages and everything else have you. And then you will get to have a fantastic relationship with us through our branch manager as one of our fantastic payment facilitators. The Lord bless you. It's been a wonderful time talking to you. Africa first! Africa first! Africa first! Economic war, we are ready!